Over a year ago, I reviewed HP's Spectre X360 with an OLED display. I pulled no punches, calling it one of the best convertible PCs due to the robustness of features balanced with a fair price. So, I hesitated for 2022 when HP offered its more prominent Spectre X360 refresh. Then I saw it in the specs and knew I had to give it a look. HP addressed all my dislikes of the 15.6-inch version, with an all-new design, hardware, and some very clever software. The Spectre X360 is now available from HP.com, Best Buy, and Amazon. HP lets you configure the laptop in specific ways, including integrated Intel graphics, Core i7 processor, 16 gigs of RAM, 512 gigs of storage, and a 3K WLED display, which brings the starting price closer to $1,500, $1,250 on sale. The Spectre X360 comes in two color options: Nightfall Black with pale brass accents, and Nocturne Blue with celestial blue accents. Those accents, especially compared to last year's model, are very modest as you barely see the brass. It's a nice look, and one HP should keep for its other Spectre laptops. Ports are few, but it includes all the right ones. A full HDMI port and USB-A are on the left. On the right are the two Thunderbolt 4 Type-C ports, and the barrel charger port for the 135-watt charger, needed for that RTX 3050 GPU. HP still cuts corners off the rear of the device, letting them put a headphone jack, left side, and one of the Type-C ports. It looks super cool, and it enables you to run the wires away from the device without interfering with your mousing hand. HP didn't waste this laptop's relatively large size when it comes to audio, either. There are 4 Bang & Olufsen tuned speakers on board, including 2 large ones that flank the keyboard, and 2 on the bottom edge, that blend nicely into the curved chassis. Keyboard travel is excellent, and the only negative for some people is the still controversial dedicated home row of keys on the right-hand side, which slightly reduces the backspace key. I have no issues when typing, and I find the Spectre X360 to be an excellent laptop for extended typing sessions, thanks to the ample deck letting your wrists rest comfortably. The trackpad is quite large and uses Microsoft Precision drives, resulting in a satisfactory experience, and it's a mechanical trackpad that physically clicks. Still, I think HP would benefit from using a newer haptic trackpad, which would be more reliable, thinner, customizable, and even supports gestures. The most vital selling point of the Spectre X360 is undoubtedly a 16-inch 3840 by 2400 3K Plus UHD OLED display. There is also a 3K Plus WLED version on the more affordable models. The screen packs an impressive 91% screen-to-body ratio with flush glass, and it has an anti-reflective layer that cuts down on screen glare. You get a punchy wall of a screen that's quite immersive on your laptop, and those color profiles are stellar. In our color gamut test, the Spectre X360 delivered a nearly perfect 100% sRGB, 96% Adobe RGB, and 100% DCI-P3, making this a picture-perfect screen for creatives who work in media. Brightness dips down to a decent 22 nits, which may be too bright in a pitch-black room, and peaks at 385 nits. That peak brightness is on the lower side for some laptops today, but it looks more brilliant than those numbers reveal due to the OLED technology. There were no issues with visibility in brightly lit rooms or even outdoors. If there is a downside to the Spectre X360, it is the processor. While performance is decent for this device class, it is achieved with an Intel 11th Gen Core i7 11390H processor instead of a brand new 12th Gen chip with many more cores. It also only has an NVIDIA RTX 3050 laptop GPU, which is powerful enough for multimedia, but is behind the better RTX 3050 Ti. Battery life gets a bit complicated as it depends on how you run the Spectre X360. When Windows 11 is set to recommended for performance and balanced in HP's Command Center app, the Spectre pulls off 8 hours and 32 minutes. That's respectable for a 3K OLED display, 150 nits, with this CPU and GPU. However, using HP SmartSense, which can ramp up the CPU and GPU based on applications, and when set to performance in Windows 11, the Spectre is closer to 5 hours and 13 minutes. Running it all set to the highest performance will likely be 4 hours, and the Windows 11 generated battery report is around 5 to 6 hours. When it comes to competition, there is not a lot that directly goes against HP offering. Not many convertible Windows PCs hover in the 15 to 16-inch range, as most are 14-inch or more minor. That makes the Spectre X360 a bit of a unicorn and harder to compare. Samsung Galaxy Book 2 Pro 15-inch ships with a 12th Gen CPU and is a much lighter laptop with Iris Xe graphics, and a forthcoming Intel Arc 3 option. But its display is only Full HD, making it ideal for those who value portability and thinness over raw power and the best display. The HP Spectre X360 is a fascinating laptop because nothing else is like it. Most convertible PCs are much smaller, and Dell only tried to make a convertible XPS 15 once before giving up on it. Sure, it's awkward to use the Spectre X360 as a tablet, but some people want that choice, and HP provides it. Performance is a tad disappointing considering the hardware stack, but these are the trade-offs with the convertible laptop. It's undoubtedly not slow, it's just not as powerful as some other laptops. I think it's okay for the target demographic, but it makes you wonder how a newer 12th gen Intel CPU would perform. And that's the one negative here. The older silicon, as Intel's 12th gen architecture, is remarkable. I hope this video was useful for you. If so, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Have a nice day and see you soon.